whole jump scare. When you have 6 pieces of hair, this is what happens when you try to be cute. But no, I'm doing this because 2026, I want to grow my hair out and like have healthy hair. Natalie Nunn put hair oils and hair treatment in my hair. Don't mind me looking crazy right now. Anyways, everybody, I really wasn't expecting myself to make another video this soon. I made a promise to myself this year that I want to be more creative, whether it's putting out more YouTube videos or drawing. So the whole video for today is literally just me drawing on my iPad, creating an original character, and just kind of rant as I draw. Let's see if I can even do that. I'm just like freestyling off of no script, just vibes for real. So I'm sitting on the side of my bed in my childhood room. You know, this is what a jobless 25-year-old does. Okay, pause. Like, let me calm down and not just like start this video off with such negative vibes. I'm doing this because I want to be more creative. As lost as I am in my mid-20s, I'm trying to start all over from ground up and just do whatever the fuck makes me happy and do whatever makes me feel like being alive is not such a fucking burden. Like, the fuck? I'm gonna draw an original character for my best friend because her birthday is like in a month. So if you're watching this video, shout out to you, queen. I have recently been wanting to like do more original character stuff because in the past I've always felt like I've never really learned art in a legit way. I've never learned like human anatomy. I've never taken any like legit art classes. I took some during high school, but I don't really know like the logistics. So in the past I've been creating a lot of like anime art or recreating someone else's art from pictures that I found on Google, but I could never make something from like a blank canvas. So recently I was just like, you know what, who the fuck cares? Like, just draw whatever the fuck you want, even if it sucks. The point of this all is to like enjoy the ride and have fun. So I did end up making an original art piece, which I'm very proud of. Okay, I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna like show my screen. I'm just gonna go in with Square. I'm gonna import an image. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use. I've had a couple. First layer, obviously, we're just gonna sketch out the general shape of her face. I still struggle with like setting up the anatomy of like the human body. I'm just gonna go back to my original like first creation just to map out the proportions. The style that I really want to go for is like the face isn't as like defined. It's more like in a round, oval, circular shape. So now we're gonna work on the eyebrows. So I'm just mapping it out generally. This is not the final product. This is where the eyes would be. Wait. So the nose would be down here, the lips. You see how I like struggle with proportioning, because right now I'm just like, wait, this doesn't look right, and I get frustrated over it, but it's okay. I'm gonna take my time with it. The thing about me is like, I know I could have learned the proper way or like all that stuff from YouTube videos or even TikTok, because like these are very helpful ways to learn, like crash courses on drawing. But I don't know what it is about me. When it comes to learning like a skill or something, I'm so hesitant. I don't know if it's like the fear of failing or laziness or whatever it is. And it really takes me just like a random Tuesday afternoon to finally want to do it. So my art style is that I want to make the eyes comically big and droopy. I feel like I have like performance anxiety right now because when I draw, it's just like me in the park and spending hours just sitting there working on this prompt and not talking in my own world. But now I have 2 cameras on me and I need to entertain the people at the same time, and it's just like, okay, actually this is kind of hard. See, now I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm having anxiety right now, being like, this is gonna flop, like this is gonna be such an ugly photo, whatnot. But then I have to remind myself it's not the end of the fucking world. You can always start over and take your fucking time. Like, this is literally not a competition. Recently, I've been thinking about, since I'm jobless right now, being in my mid-20s, lost as fuck, not knowing what to fucking do, and I have all this free time, and I should be looking for jobs and, work on my resume or whatever it is to, like, I don't know, learn courses, build skill sets, be productive and whatnot. But I just couldn't find it in me right now to do any of that stuff because I don't know what I want to do with my life, with myself, who I am, what I want. My whole life, I've been just like a good student, a good kid, following all like the expectations that I need to meet, whether it's like, you know, having straight A's, having good grades, or not causing any trouble. Like, I was never like a troublesome kid. No one ever had to worry about me. I just kind of do stuff that people tell me to do. So I get a degree, I go to school and do stuff that's not really what I care about. But there's always like a safety net that will catch you because, you know, following along courses, needing to graduate, needing to have a degree is like a good guideline for me to like keep pushing. Even if I have doubts in my head, I was like, this is what people do. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm just gonna do it anyway. And now that I'm like graduated, I don't have any guidelines. I don't have any safety net. I'm literally left like on my own trying to figure shit out, and it feels so fucking scary because now that it's literally like I have to be responsible for my own life and life choices. What? That's so crazy. I know people always say like, oh, you are in your like mid 20s, everybody goes through that phase, like you don't have to worry about anything, like that's totally normal. But nobody ever tells you like how to cope with that or what they did to overcome that. Like, just telling you to not worry and don't think about it, everything will work out, is like telling someone to be like, oh, God has a plan, when that person is an atheist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to be all like political or whatever, but it's like, how about you shut the fuck up? Like, sorry for being like aggressive about that, but just please don't tell me that everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be fine, you're gonna figure it out, without actually being helpful, you know? But I don't know how to help myself. Like, I feel so lost and confused. There isn't anything that I want to do or have any goal in mind. And I'm just kind of here like, all right, there's another day. Nobody can help me but myself. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do? There's also people like, you shouldn't be so anxious about trying to heal from stuff or trying to move on or trying to be like, you're supposed to do something. You're supposed to get your ass up and do stuff and meet certain goals and beat yourself up over it because you're not doing it. You actually fell behind and you are like lazy because you don't actually want to do those things that you set yourself up for. And so it's like this like vicious cycle of like, I don't want to do stuff. I don't want to do anything. I don't feel motivated to do anything. But then when you do feel motivated to do stuff, sometimes you fall behind and then you're like, oh fuck, like here we go again, back to like square one. It's like, like I'm going fucking crazy. That's that on that. Being in my mid-20s, jobless, goalless, not having any aspirations, any dreams or whatnot, feeling like you're super behind in life and a fucking failure and a disappointment. Which brings me to my next point. At the end of 2025, the whole majority of 2025 actually was like a painful crash course growth program for me because I realized a lot of the trauma and pain growing up, and I have carried those wounds with me for the past 20 years. And last year I was just slowly unpacking and realizing, wow, like a lot of this actually did happen. Like I wasn't being crazy, I wasn't being dramatic, I wasn't losing my fucking mind trying to make sense of what had happened in the past. And on top of that, I have to, you know, face the people and the community that caused those pain during my childhood and all that, and them not recognizing any of that or acknowledging any of that or taking any accountability for that really put me through a lot of pain, trauma, and realization. And so the hardest part about all that is like this year I have to understand that people stay the way that they are and refusing to grow and change and see the truth, and you have to be okay with that. You have to understand that, be okay with that, and move on with your life. As much as it pains you, as much as you want closure, as much as you want an apology, you're never gonna get it. That's something that I'm still working on. It was like that wounded child. Still feel like I wish somebody understood me more. I wish you could at the very least see what you did wrong and acknowledge and apologize. But I know I'm never going to get that because we don't see eye to eye. So it just feels like I've been wronged my whole life. I'm not being seen and loved and supported for who I am by the person that I'm supposed to trust the most and love the most or be loved by the most. But that's never going to happen. So now saying that out loud still makes me emotional and hurt. There's always going to be part of me that yearns for that kind of love and that kind of support. That wounded child existed and it still exists with me, and it's probably going to continue to be with me for the rest of my life. So I'm always going to have to carry that pain and trauma moving forward for as long as I live. But instead of trying to get rid of that feeling, I need to just live with it and be okay with it. And I think that is such a hard thing. I should be proud of the progress that I have made this far. Because sometimes you get lost in the sauce and you forgot, wow, you've actually come a long way. That's what I've been telling myself this whole time, is like, some people live their entire life not understanding or realizing the lessons and the pain and the trauma. They kind of just live life carrying all that without fully understanding or unpacking it. And so I feel fortunate and lucky enough to know that, oh, I get to do that now in my mid-20s and understand, like, I don't have to move forward with my life with so much hate and bitterness and pain anymore. Like, I can acknowledge them, process them, sit with them, and then at some point this too shall pass. Enough with that crazy ass bullshit. Now I'm mostly done with the outline, sort of. I still need to figure out the hair, but I need to look up tutorials on how to like do textured hair. I know I said to not go in with like so much detail for like the basic first layer sketch, but I got carried away with what I was saying, so I was just kind of like going into more details on my painting because I can't multitask clearly. But I'm gonna refine a little bit more on the second layer, but this is what it looks like for the first layer. So now I'm gonna go on to the second layer with more refined lines, and I'm gonna lower the opacity of this one because it's just like a guideline. I'm using dry ink because I like that like crayon texture, but I might switch it up some more in the future. What was I talking about? Oh, childhood trauma. Yes. So I didn't go into too much details, but that's definitely one of the biggest things that I want to work on this year, besides the first one, which was like being more creative, putting out more YouTube videos and drawings and all that, to just like heal from deep childhood wounds. I didn't realize I was carrying all that weight for all these years, and I should have known when I had like my first ever anxiety attack 3 years ago. I kind of forgot. And it was with this friend that I'm drawing right now, actually. Like, I was at her place and I just like had a full on panic attack on like the last days of 2023, I think, or 2024. I like genuinely forgot. I've never had it before up until that point. And then every year after that, I would have like 2 or 3 panic attacks. I did go to therapy last year and they do help, but I feel like repeatedly saying out loud what my problems are and being super self-aware and logical about all my issues isn't really going to help me in the long run, because I know X, Y, and Z, but what I haven't healed from is all that emotional damage and grudges that I've held on to, or the pain that has been caused that I could not move on from. I want like a solution for that. I want someone to apologize for that. I want someone to take accountability for that. But now knowing that no one's ever going to do that for me, I have to just sit with it. I have to, like, at some point, I will, like, snap out of it and be okay with that. On top of all of that, also just, like, being away from all my friends and my partner has been really hard for me. So for those who don't know my story, I was born and raised in Taiwan. And then when I turned 16, I went to the States to finish my education, basically. So I was there for almost 9 years, all the way up to college, met a lot of amazing people, friends, and my current partner. And so last year was my first time, like, being away from the States for real, because, like, my visa had expired, so I had to come back to my country, which is Taiwan. It just feels like I left the hard work, the life that I built abroad, and I have to come back to this country that, even though I am from this country, but I felt so disconnected and felt more like a foreigner than a resident / citizen of this country here. So it's like, I'm just, like, being caught in this limbo of, like, okay, I spent 9 years abroad in the States, but I'm not a citizen there. But I felt culturally I've bonded with the States so much that I felt like I'm part of it. But legally and technically I'm not. Like, I'm not an American. So now I'm being, like, literally forced back to my original country that I never resonated with, and I held so much hate and resentment towards because of such bad childhood. It's like, okay, I'm here, but I don't feel like I belong here. Like, I don't feel like I fit in. And, you know, being back, trying to figure out my life, find a job, having no social support, no safety net to fall back on. I don't have my friends around. I have my partner around. I literally had zero social life last year. Like, it was just me and my brother. Like, shout out to him. But literally, I had no interaction outside of me and my brother. And at most, like, with my coworkers. But we're not close like that anyway. So I felt utterly alone and isolated, lonely. It was literally just, like, me, like, wrapped up in a fucking, like, crazy suit and just, like, rocking in the corner. Like, that's how I felt the entirety of last year, because there was a lot going on already mentally, and then I also don't have, like, friends to hang out with or talk to on the regular. It's like, oh my god, like, this is fucking crazy. So last year was a lot. Like, last year was a lot, to say the fucking least. This year, I've also, like, made a goal to wanting to hang out with people, like, socialize, because I've realized, as much as I'm okay with, like, being by myself, I still need some sort of, like, social interaction. So I've made an effort to try to make that happen, but it's also not easy, because, like, making friends as an adult is so fucking hard. Like, you don't have, like, an environment that provides you with, like, people just roaming around and having, like, similar interests or similar goals or similar confusion. Like, in school, you can just go to a club or, like, be in a class and you can just talk to whoever. But, like, as an adult, everybody's, like, in their own world, like, having their own life. They have their work and all that. It's like, how do you meet people? I'm struggling, and I refuse to go back to where I was last year, because last year was just fucking scary boots. Like, it felt like I needed to get 5150. I'm not even lying. Like, I'm not even gonna front, guys. Like, it was really bad. So honestly, I have nothing good to say about last year, and I feel like that goes for everyone too. Like, I've heard, like, 2025 was the shittiest year of all times, and I couldn't agree more. Like, 2025 was the lowest low I've ever hit. Like, rock bottom, and I brought a fucking shovel to, like, dig myself deeper into this fucking hellhole. But the only way is up. Am I right? No, it can definitely get lower. Like, please don't. Like, I can't afford to go any lower than I did last year. Like, last year was not okay. So I need some new music recommendations because I've been just listening to SOS by SZA for like the past 3 months, and that's not okay. Like, shout out to her, love her down, but I need new music. I think for the characters that I'm doing now, I'm just like making them very like neutral faces. Maybe they look a little like angry or grumpy, but I like that. And also because I don't know how to draw like expressions in general. So this is what it's gonna be looking like for the first couple of drawings. And that's okay. Okay, wow, that looks really good. That looks really good. Okay, now let me copy this and paste it, flip it, and do that. Maybe like at some point, like I did make like drawing videos before, but maybe I'll do that more in the future where I'll just like have a voiceover and then it's like the screen is just like me drawing, because I feel like that's pretty fun. Like if I just start drawing for all my friends and they all have like their profile pics as the characters that I draw for them, like that would be so fucking sick, honestly. Like I'm literally just like recruiting my minions. Her favorite color is purple, so I think for the background I'm obviously gonna use like some like light purple situation. Swirls in the front. Like I think that looks so cute. I've always wanted to do like YouTube and like creative stuff since I was young, which is like around 2015, 2016, because that was when I was like super obsessed with YouTube, like beauty guru makeup tutorial videos. And I was like, wow, like that should be me, like that's gonna be me in the future. But that never really went anywhere because I didn't really have the right equipment. And also, like, as a 15-year-old, you don't really think of things in like a career focus sense, I guess. It's more like, oh, like this is cool, like I can do this for fun, but it's more like for shits and giggles. Like you could never really see yourself doing something like that seriously, like as a career choice at that point in your life. Now I'm just like, well, fuck it, we ball, I guess. Like, what is there to lose? Because you don't even know what you want to do or who you are anymore in your mid-20s. So you might as well revert back to like what you used to find interesting or find enjoyable. Like maybe I should get into streaming and just talk and draw. But also like I think people here don't really do that in this country, so who knows. Oh, that is cute. That is so cute. Love that. Okay, I'm also gonna give her a lip piercing because I think she just looks really good with facial piercings, in my opinion. Like for me personally, I'm not really like a big piercing girl. Like I say that and I have like 6 ear piercings, but like I could never see myself doing any like face piercings. I'm more like a tattoo girl. I remember she has like cartilage piercings, but I forgot like which side and how many. So I'm just gonna like freestyle on that. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about it. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so excited to like complete this drawing. I think it's gonna look so cute. Oh, I haven't finished the lashes. Hold on. I waste a lot of time doing stuff that should be done with like 2 clicks. But because I don't go out of my way to learn the tool that I'm using, so I spend way too much time instead. Okay, that looks good, right? And honestly, like I said, I don't know jack shit about human anatomy and lighting and all that stuff, so I'm just drawing this based on the experience that I have with copying anime work or just pictures that I found on Google. I want to draw like she has like some makeup on, and then above the lip we gotta make For sure, for sure. Okay. A little thicker. Okay. Loving that, loving that. Okay, period. She's looking so good. Ugh, love her. Okay, now I'm gonna add highlights. So this is what it looks like right now. My phone just ran out of storage, so now I have to like figure it out and see how I can show the rest of my progress. What about that? What about that? You know what? I kind of like it. Okay, let's do that. Let me just make it a little bit more gray. And we can do that. Wait, that is so sick. Oh my god. I'm so excited for her to see this because I'm really liking the color combo that I am putting together right now. Copy and paste. That's good. All right. For lip piercing, I'm gonna do silver again because I think that looks better that way. Oh, I forgot to do my signature swirly upper lip pattern. That might be like one of my favorite patterns to do because like you can kind of tell when I first started doing it, it's like kind of uneven in a sense, which also is like cute on its own. But this one is more like spaced out evenly and the lines are more like consistent, like thickness and all that. It's like consistent. So I don't know. I like this one better. So wait, I forgot something super important. She wears glasses. All right, y'all. So I'm finally done with this drawing. This took me like about 3 hours and 50 minutes to finish, but she is finally here. Wait, I love her. Like I'm so proud of it. Even though I really need to work on how to draw like textured hair, but this is the best I can do and I really loved how it turned out. It looks so cute. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see y'all in the next video.